What's up? Uh, so I don't know who you are that I'm speaking to, or which, how many of you. All right, this is four. Okay, but it feels to me like you may be in the beginning of your journey, right, or somewhere. It's kind of like a flight, right? A plane just taking off, right? It climbs altitude and then it'll turn, right, to get the direction correct, and then it'll climb, right? So you're climbing, okay, spiritually. So hold on, right quick. My man, hold on. Give me a quick second. I'm coming. All right. Okay, so you could be, right? So, like I said, you're climbing, right? Okay, so that means that you're finding things out, right? As you climb altitude, okay, the higher you get, the more revelation you get. So, you get what I'm saying, right? So, it's a constant. Just think of how fast the plane would be climbing, right? So, you're getting constant downloads, you're getting constant information pouring in. It could be overwhelming, right? So, make sure that you breathe, right? Take deep breaths, right? Okay, write down what you hear, all right, what you see. Uh, but you're climbing, right? And you're gaining more revelation. So you could have found out that if you are one of the ones that, you had some type of inheritance or someone left you something, okay, or a trust fund that you did not know about, all right, or your name could have been on a life insurance policy or something like that, right? And whoever, okay, however it pertains to you, whoever is responsible for taking that from you, okay, uh, did so that you would be stuck. Okay, so that you would not be able to move away. Like get away from whoever these people are. Okay, keep you far away but close enough. You know what I'm saying? Type thing. So they want you to be depressed. They want you to be, sad and downtrodden. They want you to not believe in yourself. Okay, because they want you to focus on a physical thing, right? Which would be finances. Okay, or whatever that may be for you. But let's say finances, all right, they want you to focus on not having, right? It's the negatives. I don't have this, right, so I can't do that. I don't, I lack this, so how am I going to do that, right? When everything you actually need is on the inside of you. Okay, 3:16, I just saw on there, John 3:16. When everything you need is on the inside of you. Okay, now you might not understand that to the depth that you would like to. Okay, at first, right? It'll open up to you 333 on the timer, right? Okay, it's like reading a parable in the Bible, right? A parable can mean, it doesn't just mean one thing, right? Sometimes it could be literal, other times it could be um, hypothetical, right? Or not hypothetical. Times it could be literal, other times it could be more like a translation to something else, right? So like a stepping stool to something else, right? But the point being, one parable contains a vast amount of knowledge, right? But in order to access that knowledge, you need God, right? Holy Spirit, right? And you need discernment, okay? Discernment, okay? To discern. It's like discerning. Discerning means just, uh, let's say, knowing good versus evil, right? That it is separate, right? That they mean two different things while absolutely being connected at the same time, okay? But they want you to depend on not having something, the thought of not having what you need to move forward, okay? Everything you need is on the inside of you, meaning you're your own universe, literally. Like, look at foods, okay? Look at nature. All the foods that that we grow or whatever, they match another part of nature, right? So let's say carrots, right? I always use this example because it's the easiest one. Carrots, okay? If you cut a carrot in half and you open the carrot, the inside of the carrot looks like the human eye with the retina and everything, okay? It looks just like the human eye. Carrots are good for your eyesight. You know what I'm saying? Right? The lungs, okay? The lungs are shaped like trees. If you look at the lungs, go look at a picture of the lungs. Okay, the lungs are shaped like trees, right? And I'm talking about like the intricacies of the lungs. So not just the shape of it, right? But the picture of it, right? The veins, they look like branches, right? That branch out. I swear to you, okay? And that's because we need trees to breathe oxygen. You get what I'm saying? Trees, lungs, carrots, eyes, right? It's a mirror. That's what life is. It's a mirror system, right? It mirrors back what you need. You get it? It mirrors back what you need. Okay? So again, carrot, eyesight, lungs, tree, right? Breathing. Okay? H2O. I mean H2O. That's water. My bad. You get what I'm saying, okay? But anyway, okay. You do not need something outside of you, okay? All you need is what's on the inside of you, okay? And to follow that, right? Learn how to hear it. Learn how to, translate the energy that you're feeling, right? You'll learn it over time, okay? Don't get frustrated, right? You'll get it. Just take your time, all right? Uh, but for an example, like for me, okay, my relative stole my inheritance, right? That my grandfather left for me, okay? And they did that, first of all, to affect me emotionally so that I would not be able to heal from it, right? So that would be so distraught, that I would not be able to even get out of the bed in the morning, right? That was the plan, at least. You know what I'm saying? And then the mental. Oh, I ain't even going, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure you can concur. I don't even need to talk about the mental. We know that's sensitive already, right? Okay, so if they take those two or affect those two places, oh, you're done for. You know what I'm saying? Like if they overtake those two places, your mind and your heart, okay? So, that's the real focus, right? Focus on balancing yourself. And the only way that you can do that is for you to heal yourself. Physician, heal thyself, right? You got the ability to heal yourself, okay? It takes some searching, it takes some digging down deep, right? Okay. To go back to the past and look at, so you want to match the feeling, the trauma, the feeling from whatever trauma you experienced, you want to match it to a part in your past where you first felt that feeling, right? You got to search for that. That's the searching on the inside. You got to search for the place. Let's say, you got abandonment issues, right? Let's say a parent abandoned you, right? Let's say you didn't have any parents. Okay, that's just an example. And you grew up, being passed around from place to place. Okay, so when you get older, you develop abandonment issues. Okay, to where you'll push people away, right? Before they even get a chance to leave you, right? I believe that's what it is. Okay, I haven't had them for a while. I've healed from that for a while. That's one of the first things I healed from. But yeah, okay, so issues like that you'll develop, and then you'll carry them into the adulthood, and then you'll be walking in circles your whole life, wondering why things keep happening the way that they do, exactly the same, right? One day you just look up and you're like, oh, something ain't right. Okay, light bulb goes off. That's a part of that's a form of the awakening, right? Starting to, it's starting to bubble, right? Okay, but I ain't gonna make this video long, just to make it short. I didn't mean to even say, talk this long. All you need to do, spend time with yourself, okay? You and the Most High, okay, and your spirit, your ancestors and spirit that are around you, okay, because they're around you. All you got to do is talk, and they will make sure that they respond. All right, you just got to pay attention, okay? Pay attention to everything, the slightest things. All right, you do not need, you know what I'm saying, what you think you need in order to move forward. You don't. You don't. Okay, it's not a physical thing, right? The first thing you need to focus on is you. You being by yourself, okay? You separating your energy from other people's energies, right? Okay? And quieting your mind, quieting your spirit so that you can hear, so that you can move as being directed, right? By the Holy Spirit, you know? Okay? And you'll get back anything that was taken from you. And then some, right? It's not even about that. You know, you might spend a lot of time being pissed off about that, right? But you'll get to a point to where you realize it's not about that, right? It's not about that. You're going to be supplied for. I mean, you are the child. You're a child of the Most High. You're going to be supplied for. Okay. Now you might not have, you know, everything that you would like to have, right? Right when you would like to have it. You know what I'm saying? But you will not have need for anything, right? Okay. So, you know, don't worry about what was taken from you. All right. You know, you are going to receive that and much more. Okay. Like I said, it's not about a physical thing or, you know, material things, right? Not to say that, you know, that wasn't something that's important, right? Because it is. But you get what I'm saying. I believe you get what I'm saying. Okay. Um, but yeah, just keep your head up. Whoever you are, okay. I guess Spirit felt like you needed a 12, 13-minute talk. Whoever you are, you're going to be all right. I promise you that. All right. You're going to be all right. You ain't going to quit. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to quit. You ain't got no quit in you, right? You wasn't built to quit. You know? Do I gotta, you know, MC Hammer in here? Too legit. Too legit to quit. Too legit. Too legit to quit. All right. All right. I think that's it. Keep your head up. Don't talk down to yourself. Don't talk negative to yourself. All right. Yeah, it takes time. Okay. You know, you got to unlearn. All right. But you'll be good. And we'll be here. You know, big bro, big sis. You know, others like me. I meant to say big bro. And others like me. Okay. But whoever you talk to, big bro, big sis, whatever, uncle, auntie. All right. There's plenty of us out here. All right. So, you know, you're not by yourself. And even when you feel by yourself, your spirit team there, the Most High there. Okay. All right. Bye. Wait.